In this session, we are going to discuss about the problems on hyperbolic functions. So let us have a quick recap on what we have learned in the previous session. And in the previous sessions, we have discussed about hyperbolic function, circular functions, and the relationship between the hyperbolic function and the circular function, and some of the hyperbolic identities. So what is hyperbolic functions? We know that it is sin hx is equal to e power x minus e power minus x by 2, cos hx is equal to e power x plus e power minus x by 2. And what is circular function? Sin x equal to e power ix minus e power minus ix by 2, cos x is equal to e power ix plus e power minus ix by 2. And the other ratios can be get it from these sine and cosine ratios. And the relationship says that it is sin ix is equal to I sin hx, cos ix is equal to cos hx, tan ix is equal to I tan hx. So these formulas will be very useful in course of solving the problems on hyperbolic functions. Let us discuss about the problems on hyperbolic functions now. The first problem. If x plus iy is equal to sine of alpha plus I beta, prove that we have two subdivisions. The first subdivision is x squared by cos h squared beta plus y squared by sin h squared beta equal to 1. And the second subdivision says it is x squared by sin squared alpha minus y squared by cos squared alpha equal to 1. And let me start with the given conditions. The condition says x plus iy is equal to sine of alpha plus I beta. Then we know that sine of a plus ib is equal to, or sine of a plus b is equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So according to that, we can write the expansion of sine of alpha plus I beta here. X plus iy is equal to sine alpha cos I beta plus cos alpha sin I beta. What is I beta cos of I beta? Cos of I beta can be written as cos h beta. And therefore it is sine alpha cos h beta plus cos, the second term we have cos alpha sin I beta. What is sin I beta? We know that it is I sin h beta. So therefore it is I cos alpha sin h beta. So now we have the real and the imaginary portions here. The first term is only of real terms, and the second term is having imaginary portion. So equating the real and imaginary parts on both sides, we are getting it as x is equal to sin alpha cos h beta, y is equal to cos alpha sin h beta. Okay. So from these things we have taken from the given conditions. Now let me come to the proof. So the first equation says that x squared by cos h squared b plus y squared by sin h squared by b is equal to 1. This is what we have to prove. Let me take down the left hand side. The left hand side is x squared by cos h squared b plus y squared by sin h squared b equal to, let me substitute the values of x and y here, and x says that it is sin alpha cos h beta, y is equal to cos alpha sin h beta. Substituted here, we need x square and y square, so therefore squaring the terms, we are getting it as sin alpha cos h beta the whole square by cos h squared b plus y squared is cos alpha sin h b the whole square by sin h squared b. And there, when you are squaring it, we are getting it as sin squared alpha cos h squared b by cos h squared b. Cos h squared b, cos h squared b get cancelled, plus cos squared alpha sin h squared b beta by sin h squared beta. So in this, sin h squared beta and sin h squared beta get cancelled. Right, alright. Then with the what is remaining we have, so sin squared alpha plus cos squared alpha. So we know that it is sin squared alpha plus cos squared alpha is 1. So we threw the result of the subdivision of 1. And the second says that it is x squared by sin squared alpha minus y squared by cos squared alpha is equal to 1. This is what we have to prove in the second subdivision. Let me substitute the values of x and y here. Say x is sin alpha cos h beta, y is cos alpha sin h beta. Now let me substitute it there. It is sin squared alpha cos h squared beta, because we have we need x squared term and y squared term. So it is sin squared alpha cos h squared b divided by sin squared alpha. Sin squared alpha get cancelled, and minus cos squared alpha sin h squared b by cos squared alpha getting cancelled. The remaining is cos h squared b minus sin h squared b. This is what is this? This is we have proved in the previous session. So the hyperbolic identity, the first hyperbolic identity in the previous session. So cos h squared b minus sin h squared b is nothing but it is 1. So therefore we are getting it as 1. So we threw the result. The second problem, if cos of x plus iy equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, then show that cos 2x plus cos h2y is equal to 2. Then let me start the solution by the given conditions. Cos of x plus iy is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Then we know that cos a plus b is equal to cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. According to that, we can have cos x plus iy is cos x cos iy minus sin x sin iy equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. And the circular and the hyperbolic relation says that it is cos iy is equal to cos hy and sin iy is equal to I sin hy. So therefore it is cos x cos hy minus I sin x sin hy equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Equating the real and the imaginary parts, we are getting it as cos theta equal to cos x cos hy, sin theta is equal to minus sin x sin hy. Let me consider these two as the first two equations 1 and 2. Squaring and adding these two equations, we are getting it as cos squared theta plus sin squared theta is equal to cos squared x cos h squared y plus sin squared x sin h squared y. Well, how do you get plus here? It is minus of sin x sin hy the whole squared. That will be minus squared is plus. So therefore it is plus sin squared x sin h squared y. And this can write it as it is cos squared x. We know that it is 1 plus cos 2x by 2, and cos h squared y we have proved for cos h2 theta. So that is 1 plus cos h2y. Cos h squared y is nothing but it is 1 plus cos h2y by 2. Similarly, plus the other term sin squared x can be written as 1 minus cos 2x by 2, and sin h squared y, that is sin h squared theta, is nothing but it is cos h2 theta minus 1. So therefore we are writing it as here sin h2y minus 1 by 2 equal to the left hand side result, which is this. It says that it is cos squared theta plus sin squared theta. That will be written as 1 in the right hand side. Okay. Now we have two terms, so both have the denominator 2 and 2, so it is 4. So we'll take it as 4 as common and take it to the right hand side. That will be 1 plus cos 2x into 1 plus cos h2y plus 1 minus cos 2x into cos h2y minus 1 equal to 4. Now multiply all the terms. What we are getting it is, multiplying and simplifying, we are getting it as it is 2 cos h2y plus 2 cos 2x is equal to 4. And here 2 is common in the left hand side. Taking 2 as common and cancelling it, we are getting it as that is cos 2x cos h2y equal to 2. Hence through the result. Let's see the third problem. If sin x plus iy is equal to tan alpha plus I secant alpha, then prove that cos 2x cos h2y is equal to 3. And the similar way we are having the same argument, sin of x plus iy. This is what they are given, equal to tan alpha plus I secant alpha. And we know that sin a plus b is equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. According to that, we can write as tan alpha plus I secant alpha is equal to sin x cos iy plus cos x sin iy. What is cos iy? That is, we know that cos hy. So therefore it is sin x cos hy plus I times of cos x sin hy. So why it is sin iy is equal to I sin hy. So similarly, equating the real and the imaginary parts, we are getting it as tan alpha is equal to sin x cos hy and secant alpha is equal to cos x sin hy. And we all know that secant squared alpha minus tan squared alpha is equal to 1. So therefore we can write it as secant squared alpha can be cos squared x sin h squared y. This is what we are getting it in the previous equation. Secant alpha is equal to cos x sin hy. So therefore secant squared alpha is equal to cos squared x sin h squared y minus tan squared alpha is sin squared x cos h squared y equal to 1 according to the identity. And here I can replace it by cos squared x will be 1 plus cos 2x by 2 and sin h squared y is cos h2y minus 1 by 2. Minus sin squared x is in terms of cos 2x, it is 1 minus cos 2x by 2 and cos h squared y will be written as 1 plus cos h2y by 2. And simplifying we are getting it as, so there are two terms, both the terms having 2 as the denominator, so 2 into 2, 4, so taking 4 and bringing to the right hand side, we are getting it as 1 plus cos 2x into cos h2y minus 1 minus 1 minus cos 2x into 1 plus cos h2y equal to 4. And multiplying and simplifying, we are getting it as cancelling the certain terms. We are getting it as 2 cos 2x cos h2y minus 2 equal to 4. Taking 2 as common, then it is cos 2x cos h2y. Taking 2 as common, then it is 2 times of cos 2x cos h2y minus 1. And cancelling 2 there, it is cos 2x cos h2y minus 1. So bring this minus 1 to that side, it is cos 2x cos h2y equal to 3. Hence, we threw the result. So let's do the fourth problem. If x plus iy is equal to tan of a plus ib, prove that there are two subdivisions, x squared plus y squared plus 2x cot 2a equal to 1. And the second subdivision says x squared plus y squared minus 2y cot h2b plus 1 equal to 0. So this is a very important problem by the point of examiners. So this is they are considering this as the very important. Right. So let's go to the solution. So let me consider the given thing. What is that? It is x plus iy is equal to tan of a plus ib, and from that we can write it as replace I is equal to minus I. What we are having x minus iy. From the given equations we are framing the another equations, it is x minus iy, so therefore it is equal to tan of a minus ib. Consider these two will be the first and the second equation. Now from these two relations I can write it as 2a is equal to a plus ib plus a minus ib. So I am framing the relation related to the above two equations. 2a is equal to a plus ib plus a minus ib. So which means ib get cancelled, it is 2a. So the relation is right relations. Okay. So taking tan on both sides, what I am getting, it is tan 2a is equal to tan of a plus ib plus a minus ib. And I know the formula of tan a plus b is equal to tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a tan b. According to that, we can write it as here a is treated as a plus ib and b is treated as a minus ib. So therefore the formula says tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a tan b. What is that? It is tan of a plus ib plus tan of a minus ib divided by 1 minus tan of a plus ib into tan of a minus ib. And substitute these values, what we have taken tan of a plus ib in the given condition. So it is tan of a plus ib is equal to x plus iy and tan of a minus ib is equal to x minus iy. Substitute it there. By 1 and 2 we are getting it as x plus iy plus x minus iy divided by 1 minus of x plus iy into x minus iy. Simplifying, we are getting it as minus iy plus iy get cancelled. It is 2x of 2x divided by 1 minus of x plus iy into x minus iy. So this will be the denominator, the two terms are likely to be a plus b into a minus b. So which is a square minus b square. According to that, it is 2x divided by 1 minus of x squared minus I squared y squared. So I squared is minus 1, so therefore minus into minus plus. So we are getting it as x squared 1 minus of x squared minus of x squared plus of y squared. So now applying minus to the bracket equations, so that is tan 2a is equal to 2x divided by 1 minus x squared minus y squared. So reciprocating, we are getting it as 1 minus x squared minus y squared equal to 2x by tan 2a. What is the reciprocal of tan 2a, which is cot 2a. So therefore, which we can write as 1 minus x square minus y square equal to 2x cot 2a. So this is the first subdivision result of this problem. So which is x square plus y square plus 2x cot 2a equal to 1. Okay. Similarly, we can go for the same procedure, same argument to the second subdivision. Here we have taken 2ib is equal to a plus ib minus a minus ib. So when you are cancelling the terms, we are getting it as 2ib. So this is the valid relation. So taking tan on both sides, tan of 2ib is equal to tan of a plus ib minus a minus ib. This is like a tan a minus b. Tan a minus b formula says that it is tan a minus tan b divided by 1 plus tan a tan b. So according to that, we can write it as tan of a plus ib minus tan of a minus ib divided by 1 plus tan of a plus ib into tan of a minus ib. And what is tan of a plus ib? So by the given equations, we have x plus iy. Tan of a minus ib is equal to x minus iy. Substitute there, it is x plus iy minus x minus iy divided by 1 plus x plus iy into x minus iy. So now simplifying, we are getting it as x plus iy minus x plus iy. So we can cancelling x here. So that we are getting it as 2iy divided by 1 plus x 1 plus x plus iy into x minus iy. So therefore it is tan, what we have in the left hand side is tan 2ib. So this is, we can write as tan I of 2b equal to 2iy divided by, and as the same argument as which is in the form of a plus a, which is in the form of x plus iy into x minus iy will be, when you are producting it, we are getting it as 1 plus x square plus y square. So therefore tan I 2b is equal to 2iy divided by 1 plus x square plus y square, which is nothing but tan I 2b will be, it is I tan h 2b equal to 2iy divided by 1 plus x square plus y square. And this will be reciprocated. So cross multiplying, we are getting it as 1 plus x square plus y square is equal to 2ib divided by I tan h 2b. I get cancelled. It is 2y divided by tan h 2b. And then, so 1 plus x square plus y square equal to 2y divided by tan h 2b. So therefore, which is nothing but it is 1 by of tan h 2b is cot h 2b. So therefore, 1 plus x square plus y square is equal to 2y cot h 2b. Hence, we threw the result. So it is x square plus y square minus 2y cot h 2b plus 1 equal to 0. So we threw the subdivisions 1 and 2 here. Let's see the fifth problem. If cos of x plus iy is equal to r times of cos alpha plus I sin alpha, then prove that y is equal to half times of log of sin x minus alpha divided by sin of x plus alpha. And here the given equations, given relations are cos of x plus iy equal to r cos alpha plus I sin alpha. And here as per the formula of cos of a plus b, we know that it is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b, and according to that we can write as cos x cos I alpha cos iy minus sin x sin iy equal to r times of cos alpha plus I sin alpha. And here this is with we can write it as it is cos x cos hy minus I times of sin x sin hy equal to r times of cos alpha plus sin alpha. Equating the real and the imaginary parts, we getting it as r cos alpha equal to cos x cos hy, r sin alpha is equal to minus sin x sin hy. So let me consider these two as equations 1 and 2. Now dividing the equation 2 by 1, what we are getting? It is minus sin x sin hy divided by cos x cos hy equal to r sin alpha divided by r cos alpha. R are getting cancelled. The resultant is minus sin x cos alpha. How do you get this? So we are collecting the trigonometrical terms one side and the hyperbolic terms in the other side. So therefore, cos alpha in the denominator, the left hand side, sorry, the right hand side, cos alpha will be cross multiplying, and we are getting it as minus sin x cos alpha divided by cos x, the right hand side numerator sin alpha will be the coming to the denominator, cos x sin alpha. So will be equal to cos hy sin h by sin hy. So which is nothing but it is minus sin x cos alpha divided by cos x sin alpha equal to cot hy. Cos hy divided by sin hy is cot hy. Then this is equal to minus sin x cos alpha divided by cos x sin alpha equal to what is cot hy? Cot hy can be written as by the definition of hyperbolic functions, it is cos hy divided by sin hy. Cos hy is it is e power y plus e power minus y by 2, and sin hy is equal to e power y minus e power minus y by 2. So 2 to getting cancelled, it is e power y plus e power minus y divided by e power y minus e power minus y. And by using commando and dividendo, I know you know the rule. It is a by that is a by b equal to c by d can be written as a plus b by a minus b equal to c plus d divided by c minus d. This is the commando dividendo rule. According to applying the commando dividendo rule in the above equations, we are getting it as minus sin x cos alpha plus cos x sin alpha divided by minus sin x cos alpha minus cos x sin alpha equal to the same thing e power y plus e power minus y plus e power y minus e power minus y divided by e power y e power minus y minus of e power y plus e power minus y. So cancelling the similar term, say here we can taking it up the left hand side terms, we can take minus as common. Why we are taking minus as common? According to the framing of the formula, when I am taking minus as common, it is of sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. And in the denominator case, we are when I am taking minus as common, and then that will be sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. What about in the right hand side? It is, we can cancelling the similar terms, it is e power minus y minus e power minus y can be cancelling, and the denominator e power y minus e power y is cancelling. So the remaining is 2 times of e power y divided by 2 times of e power minus y. And the resultant is, we are getting it as e power of 2y. E power of 2y. Because y it is e power of 2y, and the left hand side, the right hand side result will be e power y divided by e power minus y. Bringing it to the numerator, it is e power y into e power plus y. So therefore it is, we can write it as it is e power 2y equal to, in the left hand side result will be write as sin x cos alpha minus cos x sin alpha will be sin of x minus alpha divided by sin of x plus alpha. Taking log on both sides. So what we are getting it is, when I am taking log to the exponential functions, which will be cancelling, we are getting it as 2y. So it is equal to log of sin of x minus alpha divided by sin of x plus alpha. And this, bring this 2 to the other side, is y is equal to 1 by 2 log of sin of x minus alpha divided by sin of x plus alpha. This is what the desired result. So next go to the sixth problem. If cos theta plus I sin theta is equal to cos of x plus iy, then prove that sin squared x is equal to plus or minus sin theta. Let me consider the given relation. Cos theta plus I sin theta is equal to cos of x plus iy. According to the formula of cos of a plus b, it is cos x cos iy minus sin x sin iy. Cos iy can be written as cos hy. So therefore it is cos x cos hy. Sin iy is equal to I sin hy. So therefore the second term is minus I times of sin x sin hy. Equating the real and the imaginary part, we are getting it as cos theta is equal to cos x cos hy and sin theta is equal to minus sin x sin hy. So consider these two as the equations 1 and 2. From equations 1, we can write as cos hy is equal to cos theta cos x. So consider keep hyperbolic functions in one side, and the remaining functions will be taken to the other side, which is cos hy is equal to cos theta by cos x. Similarly, from second equation, we can write as sin hy is equal to sin theta by minus sin x. Then we know that cos h squared y minus sin h squared y is equal to 1. According to that, substitute the values, we are getting cos hy and sin hy in the previous equation. So cos Cos hy is equal to cos squared theta. Cos hy is what we are getting, it is cos theta by cos x. So cos h squared y is cos squared theta by cos squared x. Minus sin hy, what you are getting, it is sin minus sin theta by sin x. So they when you're squaring it, what we are getting, it is minus is getting plus. So therefore it is sin squared theta by sin squared x. So now cross multiplying, we are getting it as cos squared theta sin squared x minus sin squared theta cos squared x is equal to 1 there, and the denominator we have cos squared x sin squared x. So bringing to the denominator to the other side, it is cos squared theta sin squared x minus sin squared theta cos squared x equal to cos squared x sin squared x. We know that cos h squared y minus sin h squared y is equal to 1. According to that, substitute the values, we are getting cos hy and sin hy in the previous equation. So cos hy is equal to cos squared theta. Cos hy is what we are getting, it is cos theta by cos x. So cos h squared y is cos squared theta by cos squared x. Minus sin hy, what you are getting, it is sin minus sin theta by sin x. So they when you're squaring it, what we are getting, it is minus is getting plus. So therefore it is sin squared theta by sin squared x. So now cross multiplying, we are getting it as cos squared theta sin squared x minus sin squared theta cos squared x is equal to 1 there, and the denominator we have cos squared x sin squared x. So bringing to the denominator to the other side, it is cos squared theta sin squared x minus sin squared theta cos squared x equal to cos squared x sin squared x. This implies, so what is cos squared theta? Cos squared theta can be written in terms of, let me consider everything will be in terms of sin theta. Why? Because the resultant, the proof what we have to prove here. So the proved result is it is sin power of 2, that is sin squared x is equal to plus or minus sin theta. So therefore let me consider everything will be in terms of sin theta. So therefore cos squared theta can be replaced by 1 minus sin squared theta into sin squared x minus sin squared theta is equal to sin squared theta into cos squared x can be 1 minus sin squared theta. In the right hand side we can write as it is cos squared x can be 1 minus sin squared x into sin squared x. Multiply all the terms, we are getting it as sin squared x minus sin squared theta sin squared x minus sin squared theta plus sin squared theta sin squared x equal to sin squared x minus sin power of 4x. We can cancelling the similar term sin squared x in the left hand side and sin squared x in the right hand side, we can cancelling it. The other two terms sin squared theta minus sin squared theta sin squared x and minus sin squared theta sin squared x getting cancelled. The remaining will be minus sin squared theta in the left hand side minus sin power 4x in the left right hand side. So therefore this will be written as, both the minus can be cancelling, then sin power 4x equal to sin squared theta. Bring the sin squared theta to the other side, we are getting it as sin power 4x minus sin squared theta equal to 0. Sin power 4x can be written as sin squared x the whole square equal to sin squared theta. So what is sin squared x? When you are taking square root, so that will be plus or minus sin theta. Hence we threw the result. So the next problem is very important. Kindly note it down. Separate into real and the imaginary parts of tan inverse of alpha plus IB. Tan inverse of alpha plus IB is equal to x plus IY. This is what they are given, and here you have to finding out the real and the imaginary part. And from the given relations, let tan inverse of alpha plus IB is equal to x plus IY. And alpha plus IB is equal to, bring this tan inverse to the other side, it is of tan of x plus IB. And then we can apply the formula of tan of A plus B. And before that, we can take it as it is tan of alpha minus IB is equal to tan of x minus IY. So given that it is alpha plus IB is equal to tan of x plus IY, and from that I am replacing I is equal to minus I. In the place of I, we are replacing minus I. It is tan alpha minus IB is equal to tan of x minus IY. So therefore, when you have 2x is equal to x plus iy plus x minus iy. We are framing the relation, the valid relation 2x is equal to x plus iy plus x minus iy. We are getting it as when I am taking tan on both sides, we are getting it as tan 2x is equal to tan of x plus iy plus x minus iy. Here we are going to apply tan of a plus b formula. So tan of a plus b is equal to tan a plus tan b divided by 1 minus tan a tan b. And what is tan of a plus x plus iy here? So tan of x plus iy is we are having alpha plus ib. Tan of x minus iy is alpha minus ib. Substitute here alpha plus ib plus alpha minus ib divided by 1 minus alpha plus I beta into alpha minus I beta. When I am simplifying, I beta get cancelled. The remaining will be 2 alpha divided by 1 minus alpha square minus beta square, because they are in the form of x plus y into x minus y. So it is of the formula a squared, that is x squared minus y squared. So according to that, it is alpha squared minus I squared beta squared. So I squared is minus 1, so minus minus plus. So therefore it is alpha squared plus beta squared, and there we have common minuses there. So we have it as 1 minus alpha squared minus beta squared. Okay, now this is equal to tan 2x equal to 2 alpha divided by 1 minus alpha squared minus beta squared. So bring this tan to the other side. What I am getting, 2x is equal to tan inverse of 2 alpha divided by 1 minus alpha squared minus beta squared. So from that, x is equal to half of tan inverse of 2x divided by 2 alpha divided by 1 minus alpha squared minus beta squared. Hence, we threw the first solutions, which means that we threw the real part of the given function. The given function is, it is tan inverse of alpha plus I beta. This is the real portion of tan inverse of alpha plus I beta. Similarly, we have to go for the imaginary portion. Consider 2iy is equal to x plus iy minus x minus iy, and applying tan on both sides, tan 2iy is equal to tan of x plus iy minus x minus iy, and this will be of the form tan of a minus b. So tan of a minus b is equal to tan a minus tan b divided by 1 plus tan a tan b, which is equal to tan of x plus iy is equal to alpha plus ib minus alpha minus ib divided by, we are getting it as, it is tan I 2y is equal to 2i beta divided by 1 plus alpha squared plus beta squared. So tan I 2y can be written as I times of tan h 2y equal to 2ib. So I have in the right hand side and the left hand side, we are having I terms. So I getting cancelled. It is tan h 2y is equal to 2 beta divided by 1 plus alpha squared plus beta squared. So 2y is equal to tan h inverse of, bring this tan h to this side, that will be tan h inverse of 2 beta divided by 1 plus alpha squared plus beta squared. So therefore y is equal to 1 by 2 of tan h inverse of 2 beta divided by 1 plus alpha squared plus beta squared. Is that clear? So from that, we summarizing the results, real part and the imaginary part of the given problem. So the real part is x is equal to half times of tan inverse of 2 alpha divided by 1 minus alpha square minus beta square, and imaginary part is y is equal to 1 by 2 of tan h inverse of 2 beta divided by 1 plus alpha square plus beta square. So we threw the result. I hope you have understand. So let us go for the 8th problem. If tan of x by 2 equal to tan h of x by 2, then show that cos x cos hx equal to 1. So always we have to consider the given conditions. So the given condition is tan x by 2 is equal to tan h of x by 2. And squaring on both sides the equations, we are getting it as tan squared x by 2 is equal to tan h squared x by 2. Then taking reciprocal of these equations, it is 1 by of tan squared x by 2 divided by tan h squared x by 2. By using common dividend rule, so the common dividend rule will be a by b is equal to c by d is equal to, it is a plus b divided by a minus b equal to c plus d divided by c minus d. According to that, it is 1 by tan squared x by 2 equal to 1 by tan h squared x by 2. So that will be written as 1 plus tan squared x by 2 divided by 1 minus tan squared x by 2 equal to 1 plus tan h squared x by 2 divided by 1 minus tan h squared x by 2. What is this? This is by the formula of cos theta. Cos theta is 1 minus tan square theta by 2 divided by 1 plus tan square theta by 2. And similarly, the cos h theta formula is 1 plus tan h square theta by 2 divided by 1 minus tan h square theta by 2. So therefore, we are getting it as 1 by cos theta equal to cos h x. And taking to the cross multiplications, we are getting it as cos theta cos hx is equal to 1. Hence, we threw the result. Let us go to the next problem. If tan of x by 2 is equal to tan h of y by 2, show that y is equal to log of tan pi by 4 plus x by 2. So given that tan of x by 2 is equal to tan h of y by 2, then y by 2 is equal to, bring this tan h inverse to tan h to the other side, it is tan h inverse of tan of x by 2. And before solving this problem, before solving this 9th problem, let me prove what is tan h inverse of theta or tan h inverse of x. That we'll do first, then we can go for the 9th problem. So I have solved this case in this as the 10th problem here. So let me prove that tan h inverse of x equal to half times of log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x, whereas modulus of x which is less than 1. Let me consider y is equal to tan h inverse of x here. Then what is x? X is equal to tan hy, because h inverse bringing to the other side is x is equal to tan hy. And x is equal to tan hy can be written as, according to the definition of tan hy, it is e power y minus e power minus y divided by e power y plus e power minus y, which is nothing but e power y minus 1 by of e power y, then divided by e power y plus e power minus y is 1 by of e power y. And simplifying this, it is a cross multiplied, it is e power 2y minus 1 by e power y divided by e power 2y plus 1 by e power y. So e power y getting cancelled, and the resulting x is equal to e power 2y minus 1 divided by e power 2y plus 1. And cross multiplying, we are getting it as x times of e power 2y plus 1 equal to e power 2y minus 1. And here x into e power 2y plus x, e power 2y minus 1. Now, so grouping e power 2y in one side, the other terms will be in the other side, which will be x into e power 2y minus e power 2y equal to minus x minus 1. So taking e power 2y is common, the remaining will be x minus 1. The other side we are getting minus, taking minus is common, and minus of x plus 1. So therefore, e power 2y minus of 1 plus x, and here this can be written as x minus 1 can be written as minus of 1 minus x. So therefore, minus minus getting cancelled. So e power 2y is equal to 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. Taking log on both sides, 2y is equal to log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. So therefore, y is equal to half log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. What is y here? Y is tan h inverse of x. So tan h inverse of x can be replaced by half times of log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. So we threw the result for this problem, and using this result, that is tan h inverse of x is equal to 1 by 2 log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. Using this result, we are going to solve the 9th problem. So the 9th problem, we have it as once again, tan x by 2 is equal to tan h of y by 2, and show that y is equal to log of tan of pi by 4 plus x by 2. Let me consider the given condition. Tan x by 2 is equal to tan h of y by 2. Then y by 2 is equal to tan h inverse of tan of x by 2. Now I can apply the previous result. What is that? It is tan h inverse of x is equal to 1 by 2 log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. According to that, this is in the form of tan h inverse of x. What is x here? X is tan x by 2. Tan h inverse of the whole tan x by 2 will be considered as x. So apply the result. Tan h inverse of 1 by 1 tan h inverse of x is equal to 1 by 2 log of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. Therefore, y by 2 equal to 1 by 2 log of here x is tan x by 2. So therefore it is 1 plus tan x by 2 divided by 1 minus tan x by 2. So 2 to get cancelled, the left hand side and the right hand side, denominator having 2, so 2 to getting cancelled. Then y is equal to log of. Now here, for according to the desired result, let me change 1 is equal to tan pi by 4. So therefore it is log y is equal to log of tan pi by 4 plus tan x by 2 divided by tan pi by 4. So either it is tan pi by 4 or you can have 1 as it is minus tan x by 2 into tan pi by 4. If I'm taking tan pi by 4 there, nothing can be changed because tan pi by 4 is 1. So why I'm taking like this? It is of the form tan pi by 4 plus tan x by 2 will be of the form tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. So what is this? This is of y is equal to log of tan of pi by 4 plus x by 2. Hence we threw. So I hope you understand the problem. Let us go to the next problem. Separate into real and the imaginary parts of sin h of x plus iy. And we know that sin ix is equal to I sin hx. So therefore sin I of x plus iy is equal to, we can write as I sin of h of x plus iy. So therefore sin h of x plus iy is equal to, this is what I have to do actually. Sin h of x plus iy is equal to 1 by I sin I of x plus iy. And what are the resultant will be 1 by I into sin. So multiply I to the function. So that will be ix into minus y. Why it is minus y? Because I into I is I squared is minus 1. Minus 1 into y is minus y. Now it is of the form sin A minus B. Sin A minus B is, we know that it is sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. According to that, it is 1 by I will be, write it as minus I. Minus I into sin ix cos y minus cos ix into sin y. So therefore this is equal to minus I into I sin hx. What is sin ix? Sin ix is equal to I sin hx cos y minus cos ix is equal to cos hy into sin y. So multiply the I to the function, I to the multiply I to the within the function. So that will be I square is equal to minus 1. So already there is 1 minus. So therefore I square is minus 1. So minus and minus plus 1. So therefore it is, we are getting it as sin h of x plus iy is equal to sin hx cos y. And then minus of I. Minus and minus plus I into cos hy sin y. Hence separating the real and the imaginary part. The real part of sin of h of x plus iy is sin hx cos y, and the imaginary part of sin of h of x plus iy is cos hy sin y. Hence, we are getting the result. So the next problem is expressing sin h power 5x in terms of hyperbolic sines of multiples of x. This is similar to, we have done sin power nx and cos power nx in the previous section, previous unit. Similarly, we are going to do in the hyperbolic function. And we know that sin hx is equal to e power x minus e power minus x by 2. According to that, sin h power 5x is equal to, we can write as 1 by 2 power 5 into e power x minus e power minus x power 5. So it is of the form, it is in the binomial form. So we can expand it by binomial. It is 1 by 2 power 5 into e power x the whole power 5 minus 5c1 e power x the whole power 4 into e power minus x plus 5c2 e power x the whole power 3 into e power minus x the whole squared plus 5c3 e power x the whole squared into e power minus x the whole cube plus 5c4 e power x into e power minus x the whole power 4 plus the last term 5c5 into e power x the whole power 0 into e power minus x the whole power 5. Is it? Is that clear? Then so this can be write as 1 by 2 power 5 of So write down the simplified result. It is e power 5x minus 5 e power 3x. Why it is 5? It is 5c1 as 5. It is so simplifying, we are getting it as 5 e power 3x. Then 10 e power x minus 10 e power minus x plus 5 e power minus 3x minus 5 e power minus 5x. Now grouping the similar values. 1 by 2 power 5 into e power 5x minus e power minus 5x, and then minus of 5 times of e power 3x minus e power minus 3x, because we are taking minus is common, so therefore it is e power 3x minus e power minus 3x plus 10 times of e power x minus e power minus x. So what is this? So 1 by 2 power 5 of what is the e power 5x minus e power minus 5x? By according to the formula of sin hx, it is sin hx is equal to e power x minus e power minus x by 2. There is no 2, so therefore we can write as 2 times. So bring it to that side. It is 2 times of sin h 5x minus 5 times of 2 sin h 3x plus 10 times of 2 sin h x. So in all the terms we are having 2 as common, so therefore taking 2 as taking 2 outside. So cancelling to 1 2 with 1 by 2 power 5. So which is of the form 1 by 2 power 4 of sin h 5x minus 5 sin h 3x plus 10 sin hx. Hence we get the result. I hope you have understood all the problems. Here I have done 11 problems. All problems are very important. Exam point of view we are discussing here. And also you need more practicing of problems. Then only you can have a more idea. And this will help you to solving the problems in the examinations time without stucking the problems. Okay, so do not waste your holidays, guys, and make use of the session. All the best to you. Again, we'll meet you in the next session. Thank you.